Okay, so the previous video or part of the video was without sound. We are now at the highest part of the circuit of mini Switzerland, and this view is amazing. I was not expecting to see this in this part of the road. I want to show you a little bit this side from which I was coming, so you can see these beautiful Kerches mountains, and then we are returning back on the same way. Look at that. Look at that. And this tree with pink flowers. Look at that. The Himalayas in front of us. We are 2,700 meters, and well, that peak is for sure at 4.5, yeah, or even more. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And now we are gonna return and to keep going our road. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. This is a small town here, so we are gonna turn here back. Yeah, and you can see how much tourism they have. It's 9 in the morning and they are very active. Let's go. Oh, get freezed. There are actually snow here, as you can see. Yeah, this is the part. And here we are changing the view to the other side. Oh yeah. Sun, 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 here we come. Much warmer this side. Wow. Whoa, breathtaking. But don't take my breath, I want to keep it my whole life. Wow, so we're going 50 kilometers per hour, around 30 miles per hour. Whoa, wow. This is so enjoyable. Yeah, this road is really in good conditions. And I completely recommend to anybody on a motorcycle or on a car to come here and to do all the circuit of mini Switzerland. There's a photographer here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, look at these curves. This is because there is a water source, a kind of small waterfall, so it makes this big holes on the way. Yeah, it's freaking cold here. My fingers are numbed on my hands and on my feet. Okay, in my hands I have gloves, but on my feet are completely undercovered, exposed. If you can see, yeah, in sandals. Some people say I'm crazy, but I really find it comfortable. I know that if there is a crash or I hit a branch, what it happened to me already, it hurts a lot. But with good shoes or without them, if I hit something, the damage would be very similar, I would say. So the most important is to avoid hitting something and to enjoy the comfortability. Okay, yeah, probably it's a bit cold now for my feet, but anyway, after a while, I feel perfectly. I feel very comfortable with them, and I like that the wind is blowing my feet, and they can breathe and not be closed in this mountain or motorcycle special shoes that are fairly unbreathable. Yeah, so we are making our circuit of mini Switzerland. Oh yes. So this is the place that, well, not exactly here. I haven't been here. It's first time. It was from the other side. Is a big circuit. I started recording next to Chopta, which is the most famous city of this circuit. I don't know why, because it looks exactly the same to these other towns that we just passed now, that you saw a little bit of jeeps around. Like a small town, touristy, mostly a spot where you arrive and where you start the journey of the circuit with the tourist guides, and where you can find some food. Okay, so now we are going down. Wow. I'll take a picture of this, definitely. I'll not miss it. Yeah, I know somebody will tell me, oh, don't leave the motorcycle turned on when people around and when you are on the mountains, but people is very nice here, and I think they don't even think about it. Okay, let's continue this ride. Let's keep enjoying this beautiful morning, perfect morning. In Switzerland, in the Switzerland, in the Himalayas. The sound of this microphone, it's so good that you will not be able to listen to my motorcycle engine sound when I gas, when I go fast. So it looks so smooth, like if I'm flying, right? Yeah, but in some parts I'm making some noise because these curves are very enjoyable. Oh yes. The sun. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is the moment when you realize you are living this life and you are taking the most of it, enjoying every single second. And this is the moment when you want to be the most sincere with you, with your feelings. And finding calm, and with this calm to appreciate all these details that this beautiful nature is bringing to us. All this life happening around, all this blooming flowers and trees, and all this life of animals, even wild animals, killing other animals, it's the balance of the nature. It's so beautiful to be part of it, to not disturb it, to respect it. Wow, what a camera. Oh, well, another two ones. You probably found somebody wild there. I hope they could find some tiger at the distance, of course. And yeah, this is so enjoyable. As I was saying, this is real life. When you are not For example, now I'm completely frozen. I can barely feel the tips of my fingers, of hands and feet, but I'm completely out of my comfort zone. And that is what makes our lives the most beautiful that we can do. To be out of this comfort zone that we are used to be in front of the TV, watching what other people do, create. Because everything that we watch from others, it had an impulse of energy in the head. It had probably many nights they could not sleep planning and thinking how to do that business, how to do that project, or even just how to film and to organize the timings, plan. That is a lot of investment of your thoughts, of your desires and dreams. And where you're sitting on the sofa and just swiping the channels, you're just watching somebody's dreams. Yes, you can be inspired by them. That's true. That's true. But when we look too much television, YouTube, we are getting inspired, but we don't do anything because we keep looking other programs. So this, and we get used to this, and that's normal. That's normal then, and our comfort zone is so limited, and our brain becomes so limited that he only knows to listen or to watch somebody else's things and not doing them by themselves. So I encourage you, my dear followers, I hope someday you will become more and more, and mostly the right ones, the right people that really is a dreamer, that would like to do some trips, even short ones. It doesn't matter if they are long or short. You can enjoy the same or even more when your trips are short and you know the time is limited. The perception and the emotions, they are even higher. That's why it doesn't matter how long or how short is your trip. The most important is to go out of that comfort zone and to do it. Yeah, to act, to dream, and to reach these dreams and goals you would like to. Because in this body, this is only one life. I believe in other lives of our same spirit, but in other bodies. But in this body, at least, and in this kind of life or country or place, we are living for a unique time. So we have to take the most of it to do what we really desire. Because in the very deep of our heart, these desires, if we make them, they can also take us to that destiny, to that place where we meet somebody that we were looking the whole life. That was close. Or a place we would like to live or spend the time, whatever. But mostly I think it is related with people that we meet on the way. Meanwhile, we do our dreams. So these dreams, they lead us to somebody that is close to our soul, and probably he will be able to meet us and we meet him, her, and to spend the rest of our lives together, or being friends or being distant friends, doesn't matter. The most important is that we make that connection. It is short or long term. The most important is to meet that person and to have a talk, have a chat, to exchange thoughts, and to find similarities or differences, which also unites a lot and complements. So please, I encourage you to, probably one day when you have free from your work, just to take a chance to go out from the city, or to find a very calm place in your house, in your rooftop or deck, balcony, wherever you're living, or in a park, and to take notebook, the real notebook, where you can write by hand with a pen, and just to think about your dreams and to write them down. What would you really like to do in your life? What are your 40, 50 things that you will really like to achieve and to do? Hello, monkeys! Oh, sometimes it's so scary, there's so many, and they look at you like a bit upset, and it looks like they are gonna jump on you. Yeah, write that down. Your desires, your dreams, your wishes, with the goal that you will be able to fulfill them, to accomplish those missions, these dreams. A kind of a bucket list, right? So I encourage you to do that, and not only to write it, but to be sure that you really want it, and that will really make you happy. And not only that, you also have to find happiness in the meaningless things of your day-by-day life. Your day-by-day life, you have to find the happiness in every details, not only in these big things that you are gonna write, but we have to write that down, our dreams, because that gives us a lot of life. It's like being a person that is not doing exercises and is just laying down the whole day, not moving much, from the TV to the refrigerator and to the bed. That's it. You are dying, my friend. You are dying. Your circulation, your heart is dying. Your organs, that they depend on your heart, on your brain, and which is not getting energy, you are dying, and you're getting old. That is the moment when you really get old, not when you have 60, 70, 80. No. You're getting old even at 18, 20 years when you're not moving. You're getting old and fast. When you move, when you do exercises, you give life to all your body, and you are becoming younger than yesterday. And that's true. I'll tell you, that's really true. Of course, that the awareness, it runs besides our young side. We can do exercise and we can get a bit younger, but anyway, we get older. That's we cannot discuss that. But the thing is that we are extending this youth for much longer time, the same way we do when we dream about something. when we have our dreams and we write them down and we know more in details about them, because only when we write them down, then we know about these dreams, and we can even leave that notebook for a long time, many years. But in the subconscious, we will remember that we have dreams. We can draw them, as I did before, and write them, as also I did many times. But sometimes we forget about them. But then when we read them back, or we see them back on a wall, wherever, drawings of our dreams, then we realize we have to keep living, and that is the energy that we get. And even if we are in a very close to accident situations, our subconscious and our inner world is talking to God, to universe, to the nature, and saying, wait a minute, I'm not dying here, because I have a lot to accomplish. I have a lot to reach my goals. Oh, monkeys, stop! Don't run to me, please. Calm down. I have a lot of dreams yet to fulfill, and I cannot die now. And then even that accident that was supposed to happen, for example, it stops and say, okay, yeah, that's true. I cannot take his life away, because he has a lot of energy there. His body, his thoughts, they are not dying. He has a lot of life, a lot of energy, like a river flows. So let it flows, and let's see what he's gonna do, or what she's gonna do. But the most important is that the dead can tell itself that, yeah, I will not take him, I will not take her, because he has a lot of dreams, and these dreams will change some others' future or life too, and it will be like a chain of favors, or just a chain of energy exchange, and that will change a lot of successes in the future. So yeah, only writing your dreams can make and change so much around you. You don't even imagine. But if I could show you a picture, a video of your life, of your two types of life. One is you without having goals, dreams, without knowing them and without writing them down. And the other you doing that, writing all your dreams and purchasing them and being alive, fulfilling all these goals. I will tell you that the lives you will transform and you will change not only your life, but also other people's life. If you could just see that movie of these two lives and how many people you will affect and give them effect in a positive way, you just don't imagine how different will be the world, only starting from you, only starting from one person. Yeah, I just remembered one of my most favorite movies. It's a very old movie, filmed after or even during the Second World War. I think it was filmed in 1943 or 1945. It is called It's a Beautiful Life. The movie director is called Frank Capra, and he has a lot of beautiful movies. It's a black and white movie. Of course, to many of you, probably the timing of this movie. Wow, the timing of this movie is not so fast as nowadays movies, but it has such a beautiful message, and it is very related with what I told you now. How will be the world without our influence, without our good thoughts or good things that we will do in our life and which will transform other people's life. It is just stunning how different will be the life of other people and how we are all interconnected. So I think that will be my message today, and I'm really happy that sometimes I just start recording these videos. This is my third or fourth day that I started from my first video ever, but sometimes I start talking and I don't have nothing to say, and then I feel connection. I feel something that is coming out, and you know that these places, I always felt that in high mountains, in places where you don't find people, you don't have this, because we have an aura, right? It is a good aura, bad aura, mixed aura, gray, black, white, it doesn't matter the color. We are all different and the energy is different. When we live in a big city or in a town, that aura, it's like shared, because it takes some space. So when we are in a big city, this space for the aura is not enough for us. So we are, is what I think, is what I also thought, is not scientifically proved, but it is what I think. What this is my way of thinking, and to trying to avoid living in big cities for a long time and going to the mountains, because at the mountains you have such a connection, and if you are open and if you are willing to, something magical happens. Is a big blessing. You can talk to yourself, you can talk to God, you can talk to nature, you can talk to universe, you can talk to the trees, to everything that you feel that it connects you, because everything is one, and one is in everything that surrounds us, mostly at the nature, where there is a lot of life and not only bricks built by man. And here we don't have that influence of the auras, so we have our aura only, and the nature, and the vast nature, and then we can connect, we can talk to ourselves, with ourselves being our psychologist, or just talking to ourselves. Okay, sometimes it sounds a bit creepy, but I think it's something really good to do. Mostly recording a video like this one, and sharing your thoughts. I think that is the best. Thinking that in some short future, some people will see you in this published video, and this way, in the moment you are recording it, you're feeling that you're already talking with your followers, with your friends, and you don't feel like you're a bit like a crazy guy talking to himself in the middle of the nature. So yeah, the mountains, they really open your heart, and at least it happened always with me. The higher I go, the farther from people I am, and the more time I'm with myself, I get such a big, strong connection I cannot explain. And all my body just shakes, trembles with the energy that I'm feeling. And now I'm also feeling a lot. And it only happens when you are not close to people, and they can be very, very, very good. I'm not telling that we don't. Yeah, it's good to be with people, but sometimes we need to go out, go away from the civilization completely, to be casted away and to be with ourselves. That is so healthy. So now that I'm telling these words, I'm starting thinking that in 2 or 3 days I will be returning. Now I'm going to the high mountain again, but soon I will be returning to the cities, the big cities of the most populated country in the world. So, and then, yeah, I really want to go to the cities too, of course. I find both worlds amazingly so different and so necessary. I even remember the day when I returned from my summit in Aconcagua mountain, almost 7,000 meters above the sea level, and I did that summit almost twice. First attempt I was very close. I didn't make it, and then in 3 days I tried again and did that summit. But I spent 19 days at the mountains, and I was alone because I wanted to. I wanted to prove myself that I can do that alone, without any group, without any professionals. And I wanted to just depend on my strength, on my health, on feeling myself, feeling my breath. Yeah. And the thing is that I could connect a lot. And when I returned down there, which I was calling that other world, the cities, the crowd, this movement of people, and then you see them and you think, well, why are they moving? And yeah, that's life, of course. But they have such a down there, you understand that we, the people, we have such a narrow way of thinking. We are so limited in our reality, and you look to the humanity, to the people returning. Once you're returning from the mountains, you look at them like from a perspective of an alien, from a completely another world, from another way of living, a peaceful way of living, an integrated thoughts. And when you see all that mess in the towns and big cities, you understand that, yeah, the cities, yeah, they give us a job, they give us the chance to earn money, to survive, to do the basic things. But what is the most important is not work and spend our time to pay the rent and the food, and then to have the same necessity of eating and eating again and spending the money that we earn, because all that time we spend in our work, it's yeah, the money is all the time we spend in our work. But what I realized that the most important is to evolve, is to grow as a soul for this life and for the further future lives of the same soul in different bodies. We have to evolve. That is the main question. That is the main goal in our lives. Yes, sometimes the majority of us, we have to work to be able to pay everything around, and that is conditioning us to certain place of living. We cannot travel like this. We cannot do whatever we want because we have a reality. We have a body that we have to feed. We have a family that we have to feed, children, wife, or mother, father, help them. That is a reality. That's true. But even in those conditions, even if we are working a lot, finding time for ourselves to learn, to read, to meet with interesting people from who we can learn something new, and mostly teaching ourselves, being questioning some things in our lives. That is the most important. Being our own psychologist, psychotherapist, asking for things like the babies do. Dad, why is this? The apple is red. Why is the leaves are green? And all this questioning is so important in the whole process of our life, because when we stop questioning and when we start thinking that we know everything, then our evolution has finished, and we are not growing. We are just we are just living in our limited proud, and we are not learning. But when we are full of interest to know something new, and we are just burning like fire, passion to know something new and to learn and to grow up, grow like a person in principles, to grow in principles. That is very important. Ethics, that is also very important. Values, that is so important, because these values, they make us a complete human being. They really are the basis of what we are. If we look at our values, we can understand what kind of person we are and what kind of person is the person that you're talking with or living with. Yeah, the values are very important. So we have to preserve and to build them all the time. And besides, we have to learn new things from other people, from experiences. And well, I'm again encouraging you to keep learning from this beautiful life, because this life is a big teacher. All the problems also, when they come in life, they are the biggest teacher, because if our life is so perfect and we are so happy with what we have, we are stagnated. We are stagnating. We are on the same place. We are not growing, because a good life, comfort life, comfort zone, it's about stagnation. When it happens to you, you have to tell yourself, wait a minute, this is fine, okay, I accept it, but I need something else to change. Not problems, not issues in our lives. No, 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 no. We don't have to attract that. We have to attract mm, wealth, health, economical wealth, of course, uh, and emotional stability. And I think that will be the most important that we can have in our life. And love, of course. Love. First place. Love. Love, that is the first place for every human being. And once we have all this, we, of course, we have our perfect world, but we have keep still looking and learning. And the best way is to learn from the mistakes of other people, to not have these mistakes and to not ruin our life and our happiness, our stability. Yeah. So that's the way I think. And mostly now that I'm this is like coming like water. I don't know where is coming from, but I really like to talk with you this way, and on the same time riding these beautiful roads. Even now, I did this stop. Probably I feel I'm closer to a village, because before this I was like in a very high place. So probably I'm feeling there are some already aura connections that are interfering, and also some thoughts that I had that I was talking too much, and I'm not trying to be any teacher. I'm not trying to teach anything, because I know too little about this life. I know too little, and I'm here actually in this trip to learn as much as I can, but for myself. And of course, if I have the chance, like now I'm having, to share at least what I think, but it doesn't mean it is true. It doesn't mean you have to take it completely like as I say. It's only an opinion, and mostly only one humble point of view from my side. And each of us, we have different point of views, which are so respectable and so interesting to know. That's why I'm also very interested to know your point of views, your thoughts, in your comments if you can. And because you also could be part of my learning path that I am experiencing on the whole process of my life. So I hope you will be part with your comments, and well, you can say anything what you think. You can just write long messages, and I completely assure you I will read them. Or in some pauses I will have in this trip, or when I finish this trip, I will read them and definitely reply. So yeah, let's keep holding together, and let's keep growing, evolving as good human beings with good values. And let's exchange knowledges, experiences, because experiences, that is the most important. We are having this life, and we just can learn from that, or from what people already had experiences, so we can jump a lot of stages and to learn from somebody else, and to avoid some disgusting situations or some heartbreaking moments. So again, I encourage you to going on in this life, being happy always. Come on, we have to be happy and to smile and to be thankful for every moment we have in this life, because life is going on and we are still alive. We are still alive, my dear friends, and that is the most beautiful thing that we can have in this life. You cannot imagine how many people they could not feel anything. They were feeling unhappy and empty, probably because somebody was missing in their lives. They could not find the love of their lives or family problems, whatever. A lot of people, they were completely integrated in their soul, but they had to go to a war by their decision or by their families or by the government's decision, and they died, and they could not live this life properly. So in some way, this really moves my heart. It brings tears to my eyes because so many thousand people, young guys, young women, they lost their lives mostly in my country. In my country, that is a free country, that is Ukraine, that is fighting more than 4 years for its freedom, and more than 12 years from the beginning of the First War for its freedom. And so many young people, they died and they didn't have the chance to live these emotions. So in some way, in some little way, I'm trying to live these emotions by them and for them. I don't know if they will be able to see this or to have this feeling that I'm having, exchanging the culture, respecting and connecting with every person that I met in my life, in my road. I really hope that they could feel that. That they could feel that, because they didn't have that chance that I'm having now, that probably you are having now, because you have a life, you have health, you have everything that works. You can see, you can smell, you can taste the food, you can move around, you can move your arms, you can make a motorcycle as part of your body. Can you imagine that? It's like your extension. It's like an avatar. You connect to the nature, you connect to the animal, and it is your extension. So that is something so precious we have. And so many times we don't realize that. We are not thankful to God, to the nature, for all these wonderful things that we have been given. It's a big gift. So don't waste it, my friend. Don't waste it. And do all that you always wanted to do. As sooner you can do it, don't think about next year, next 5 years. As soon as you can do it, if you have the chance and you feel it. The most important is to feel, because also life gives us these messages. If we feel that everything is just happening as it should happen, our dream, our goal, we have to do that. That is the way I did this trip. I was feeling that everything was happening in the right moment. And I was not forcing it. I didn't know if it's gonna work or not. But everything was so smooth. And that is because life is telling you this is the moment to do that. That is your present, and build your future with your dreams. Okay, I really hope that this is still recording. That is all my message for today. I don't want to make it so long, but I think that in this message my soul was completely naked for you guys. It is completely naked and transparent, and I hope you could feel that. and I hope that in some way I can change for a better way your life to make you happy, happier than before. I know you're happy already, but if I can make you a little bit more happy, then my goal is completely done. And if I could share some love with you, then my goal in this life is completely done. So send you big hugs, my friends, and I'm finishing this beautiful ride, this beautiful video. Here, hello. Yeah, that is the connection and energy we have to search to find, and it finds ourselves too. Oh, and you see, I just stopped, and there is a guy that he's walking with his stick, and he barely can move, but he keeps fighting for moving. And we have everything in our lives, even if we don't have. At least we have the thoughts, the brain, the feeling of being happy. We have to appreciate everything. And that is also a message. That guy crossing the street. I feel very humbled. I will feel really touched because I respect them too much. It's not respecting somebody that is traveling or doing a lot of in this world and going to the mountains, because he has everything in his body. He has this. Okay, yeah, is also a strength inside. It's not easy to do, but the strongest people, I think, they are as this body walking. He keeps fighting. Besides his inabilities, he keeps fighting and being happy moving. So that are the strongest people for me, and I have a big respect for them, and I bow to them. Well, my dear followers, continuing this video, I wanted to tell you that I had a very special moment when I just stopped and I was talking about actually this man that was crossing the street. And after finishing that video, he approached me. He did some questions in Hindi. Of course, I don't speak Hindi, but I was, as always, I'm trying to understand. And then he told me, like very humbly, he asked me for chai. He asked me for tea. It's the local chai. With ginger and milk and some other spices, which is very tasty. And he told me like it is possible to have a chai. And I told him I am actually coming, and I was not having cash at all. In my pocket was 10 rupees, which is 12 cents of the dollar, and that's it. Actually, I could not, here in the mountains, I could not get cash, and I was also starving because I cannot buy anything on the way because they don't accept banking cards. They only have a local payment with a QR code, which I don't have because I'm a foreigner. To have that, I need to be Indian or to have to at least a passport, Indian passport, and to open an Indian bank account. which I don't have both. So I told him, sorry, I don't have money. Do you know if they accept payments with cards? But of course not, because it was in the middle of nowhere, and it was a little tiny coffee place, and they had some snacks, and that's it. And the owner was making the chai. So we found out I only have an option of sending to a personal Indian personal account. It's called UPI, and I only can send money there. And we could find a guy that had cash, and we asked him, and he said, "Okay, you can send, but maximum 1,000 rupees, which is about $12. $12." And he told me yes, but because he didn't had more cash than that. Hello. And yeah, and so we could make that transaction, and I could have cash for getting some chai for him, and also for me, because my breakfast was very poor and long time ago, so I was feeling hungry too. And we had a very nice chat. Of course, it was through a translator. I also asked him if may I ask. I told him what happened with your legs. Of course, it was through translator, so I didn't get much details. But he told me that he was on a wedding, on friend's wedding, and he felt from upper floor to on the rooftop of a bus, and he got injured. In the beginning, I thought it was an accident because he mentioned an accident on a bus, so I thought it was an accident. But then he mentioned that he felt down from I don't know which floor, but it was in a wedding. Yeah, and it was a very nice moment because we could exchange some talks. He was so humble. He asked for chai, and he was only having chai, and told him to have something to eat. So he was very happy to get some food, sweets, and yeah. And then he told me, yeah, so you continue that way, I'm going the other way. He was very humble, really. And I also told him if he wants to have some snacks, because there was some snacks like hanging on this store. And he told me, yes, of course, can I? Yeah, of course, you can take whatever you want. And he actually took only one snack and one juice. And I told him to take more, and yeah, he was like, okay, he was okay with that. He was very humble, really. Humble and very sensitive, with the eyes, with his manners, a very good person, which of course I find very good persons here all the time, but he was a very special person indeed. And in certain point he told me he saw some collars on my neck, and he told me if I can share with him one of these collars, and I told him yes, of course. He told me like a memory of this moment, so I gave him a collar I had from Vrindavan, from Mathura. It is the most holy place for the festival Holi. So I told him that I got it there, and it was painted. It was like a pink, red pink color painted, because it was white. It was wooden white, but because of the ink, it became pink reddish. So I told him that it's because of the Holi festival. And for the Hindu religion in general, the Holi festival is very, very important. It's very sacred, and very important for the religion. So yeah, I shared that, and he was so happy of having this collar on his neck, and then we said goodbye many times. We took some videos that you're gonna see or you've seen, depending how I'm gonna edit this video. So I wanted to share with you, and I even got his contact number, his WhatsApp, and also his Instagram. So I have his Instagram contact, and yeah, and he became a very good friend of mine. Even though I don't speak Hindi, and we only were communicating through the translator, it was so nice to talk with him and spend the night and having the chai and some sweets and food there. So yeah, I'm very thankful. You could see how natural was that. I just stopped and I was just mentioning that about the mobility of a man, that he's still moving and let's say so like fighting. I'm being happy that he can still move, and it was not like disease, which I thought it was a disease from birth, but it was an accident. And he was so full of life, his energy was so positive. Yeah, a very beautiful person. So everybody that wants to follow him or to talk with him, I think he can use the translator. He has a very slow phone, I must say, so it will take him like a while to make a translation from the text. If somebody of you want to message him on his Instagram account, I told him that I will post the video. He told me it was like okay. So everybody that want to help him with some money or whatever, any way you can help, you can please do. Of course, I know that there are thousands of millions of people so good and that they need help, but this is a special case. This is a special moment that it was with a very natural video I was taping, and then I saw him on the road, and it was like I cannot believe that I had to stop just in that place and I met him. Life sometimes is so unique and so special, and we think, no, the things are happening by chance. That's not true. All the things that happen depend on the state of our soul, how open we are, and they happen with a huge reason. Everything is so interconnected, perfectly interconnected, and well planned from above that we don't even know. And I'm very thankful that it was like it was, and I could meet him and to share with you this small story and my chat with you. Enjoy your day. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget of your abilities. That they are, if they are limited or unlimited, please take advantage of them. Move, do all what you always wanted to do, all your dreams, make them come true, because you are having that body, you're having that life and strength and health. So keep moving. Life is movement. I always say that if we move, we are living and we are extending our life. So life is movement. All the best. Now my microphone finishes. I I send you a hi, and let's keep in contact in my future and previous videos. Like, subscribe, and I hope this story, this beautiful story, it was of your enjoyment. Can you say hi to my followers? We are all here to drink some teas. We love you. Thank you.